Alright guys, hello and welcome back to another tier list video for Heroes of Might and Magic 4. It's been a while since I wanted to do another one of those, and yeah, because for some reason people like them a lot actually, and somebody suggested to do a tier list video for the Heroes of Might and Magic 4 campaigns, and that's what we're going to do today. Alright, so in this tier list video, I'm only going to include like the original campaigns, as you can see here. I'm not going to talk about, like, for example, A Wind of Thorns or the Meghan Chronicles, because those are fan-made campaigns, and it doesn't really seem fair to me to, like, include them in this tier list together with the original campaigns that were developed by 3DO. I think you understand that, and but yeah, if I had to say, like, which has been my favorite campaign from those that I've played in Heroes of Might and Magic 4, I'd probably go for A Wind of Thorns, because A Wind of Thorns was just uh, fantastic. It was a wonderful campaign in every single sense. Like, it had everything. It had a full storyline. It had entertaining battles, entertaining moments, and it was quite challenging. It was also a challenging campaign to play and to kind of work um, on your style of playing Heroes of Might and Magic 4, shall we say, to make you a better player, basically. Okay. So this is in fact the things that I'm going to focus on here when trying to determine which campaign should be in the S label and which one should be the D one. Okay, so depending on, to classify them in that sense, saying that this one is better and this one is worse, like, I'm going to focus on number one, the difficulty. Okay, depending on that, the difficulty of that campaign, if it's really hard, if it's really easy, like, yeah, if it's really easy to complete, no challenge at all. Then factor number two, I'm also going to focus on the storyline. Okay, well, we want to see if the story, like if the campaign itself has a substantial, an interesting and engaging storyline. And number three is going to be the design of the campaign as such, like if it has any interesting battles, fun moments, and if you have fun playing the campaign as a whole, basically. Okay, so these are going to be the three aspects that we're going to focus on here. Okay, so I think we can all agree in this case that if we compare like the original campaigns, the 6 original ones, okay, like Tony Balfour, Aelwyn, Golovk, those campaigns, if we compare them to the ones that were released with the expansions in the Gathering Storm and Winds of War, it is evident, like it's quite evident, that the original campaigns are a lot better, right? Like in every single sense from those that I just listed. Okay, so probably for me, to start here, I would probably say that in the S label, I'm going to start including campaign number one, in this case, would be probably Pyrus Daughter. Okay, so a Pyrus Daughter has a really interesting storyline. Like, it's the story of Tawny, a girl that's like, she was adopted by a pirate who later on was, it was not, like, she didn't know where her mother came from. She had a lot of problems with her father, basically, and but she managed to overcome those difficulties, and in the end, she became the Pirate Queen. Basically, she defeated everybody. She was betrayed by her best crewmate. She was betrayed by Pete Gurley, and yeah, basically, as it's the story goes like this: she's a woman, and she is able to fight in a men's world, and defeat all of them, like, because she proves to everyone that she's the best. And that's what really, like, it's a great story. Basically, you can't say that it's not. Then the difficulty, like, this campaign, if you have no idea how to play it, like, if it's the first time that you're gonna go for it, and it's the first time that you're playing Heroes of Might and Magic 4, or one of the first times, it's probably going to be very hard for you, because the maps are very long, like they're large size maps. There's some pretty hard battles there that you need to deal with, but as I have shown in this channel, this campaign is really easy to complete if you do the right stuff. If you go for the right skills, if you level up stealth, and the scouting skills. It can be really fun actually and really easy to complete. So there's really an easy method to complete this campaign. So it's not difficult, but again, if you do not do the right stuff, it can be really difficult. Now, I think that this campaign is fun. Okay, it has great battles. It allows you to like it has one of the most epic battles in Heroes of Might and Magic 4, like against Captain Swift, for example, against Pete Gurley, and those things. You can kill a lot of sea monsters as well. It's I don't know. I personally like it a lot because it allows you to sail. Like it's a sailing campaign. It's the whole campaign is based on that, on the idea that you're a pirate, and you just sail along the seas, the oceans, and you defeat a lot of like big stacks of armies, like black dragons. You defeat sea monsters, you defeat hydras, whatever. Okay, so that is really great. It's like entertaining. It's a fun campaign, an engaging one. It engages you with the storyline, and engages with you with the game itself, like the things that you need to do, the objectives that you need to achieve. So in that sense, I believe that this campaign deserves to be in the S label. All right. So together with this one, okay, so the ones that I'm going to put in the S label, I think are just the best, and I believe we cannot really compare them too much to say if like one is better than the other. So next to A Pirate's Daughter, I'm going to put Elwyn's campaign, which was called, it was not True Love. Was it True Love? No, it was Elwyn and Shira. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Elwyn and Shira campaign. Okay, so the Elwyn and Shira campaign has like always been one of my favorite ones. It's like really fun. Okay, it's a really fun campaign. It has a great storyline. The story of, you know, two lovers who cannot be together. Like they want to be together, but there's always like so many difficulties that I need to overcome. There's a bad guy in the middle who's like, you know, trying to kill Elwyn, and he ends up kidnapping Shira, for his lover, or his beloved one actually. And that is like it's really emotional story. The storyline for this campaign was just great. It has a lot of references to Greek mythology, and this is like what makes it so substantial. It makes it so substantial and so, as I said, emotional. You really like emphasize. You feel empathetic. Yeah, empathetic. Sorry, you feel empathetic towards the character, and because you just put yourself right into his situation. So the story in this case is probably even better than the one in Pirate's Daughter. I mean, that kind of depends on your personal taste. This is why I'm putting them together, and I'm not saying like which one is better, because some of you guys might like Pirate's Daughter, you know, more, or some of you guys might like the other one better, a little bit better. It depends to you. But yeah, you can all agree with me with that. A lot of hard work was put into this storyline. Then the campaign itself is fun. It has interesting battles versus, you know, Elvish or Elven troops. Actually, the nature faction in this case, you fight versus a lot of like mantises, elves, waspwords, and whatnot, phoenixes, of course. That's great. The battles are interesting. The only problem that I find with this campaign is that you make like your hero very overpowered. Like the Elwyn hero in the end has so many stats because there's a lot of stat boosters on the map, and he ends up having like a huge number of attack, defense, and once you combine that with the huge spells like Dragon Strength and all that, it becomes basically unstoppable. But yeah, it's still like great, and it's a challenging campaign. Especially the first scenario. The first scenario is kind of hard, especially once you need to defeat like that chaos hero in the town with his Medusas and stuff. Like you need to do it like I did in my video. You need to kind of sneakily need to have the hero get out of the town, and then you need to, in that moment, try to conquer the town before he comes back. You need to cheat the AI to go out and stuff like that, because you can't really defeat the AI once he's in the town. It's really complicated. It's those Medusas, basically. So, and yeah, even the second scenario can be really challenging if you do not do the right stuff. If you're fast enough and you complete the campaign fast, the AI is not going to reach you. So you just need to be fast, take the towns before they can go back and, you know, attack you through those portals, basically. That's the annoying part about this campaign. But that's also challenging. So yeah, the first two scenarios are challenging. Then from the third one onwards, it's kind of easy. But yeah, definitely more challenging than other campaigns that we're going to list right now. So yeah, Firestar and Elwyn, or you know, Elwyn and She-Ra the campaign. Okay, the next one that I'm gonna include here is going to be Werejack, Glory of Days Past. Okay, so this is one of the most unjust campaigns, probably the most unjust campaign in Heroes of Might and Magic 4, together with the Dogwoggle one, yeah, because the first scenario is like really hard. It is the hardest first scenario from them all. Like you only have berserkers and centaurs to, you know, kill a bunch of huge stacks of pirates and bandits and stuff like that. It's awful. But after the first scenario, the campaign really becomes a lot easier, and you don't need to struggle that much anymore. It also allows you to take a second hero with you from the, I think it's from the second scenario, yeah. In the second scenario, it allows you to take a second hero for the third and the fourth scenario, so that's great. You can take a priest or a nature hero, depending on your preferences. And you can combine Werejack's strength with some life or nature spells. Just fantastic. So yeah, the storyline of the campaign is awesome. I really like the storyline for this one because, you know, it's the story of Tarnum, the immortal hero, the hero from Heroes Chronicles that they released for Heroes of Might and Magic 3. That's great. Tarnum, like, it's, you know, he's like a guy that has lived forever, for 1,000 years, and he's so wise, but he's also a brave and fearless warrior. So it's like it's a great character, the character of Tarnum, and how Werejack gets to learn from him, right? Then the game itself, like the campaign, as I said, it's challenging. The first scenario is really hard. The battles themselves are not really that entertaining because, like, most of the times it's versus might creatures, and that's kind of personal taste. I mean, in my opinion, they're kind of boring to fight, except for Cyclops. Once you use them, Cyclops are just fantastic. So yeah, but there's not like any really memorable, shall we say, or epic battle in this scenario. Not like in, you know, not like in Elwyn and She-Ra, when finally Elwyn comes to defeat the guy, you know, the Lord Hark, the guy that kidnapped his beloved one. That's really epic battle. The battle with Tawny, like Tawny versus Pete Gurley, the guy who betrayed her, and then versus, you know, when she versus the guy that killed her father, actually, Captain Swift, and versus the final guys to become the Pirate Queen. Like, those are epic battles. The final battle with Werejack, like when he fights with the guy that killed Tarnum, who in the end is not killed. That's like the only epic battle that we have. And, you know, it's still pretty emotional, but I can't really compare it to the ones from the previous campaigns. So in that sense, it would be a little bit worse, me, personally. But it's still great. So yeah, great storyline, great difficulty, and great battles in this campaign. So everything will be pretty good. Okay, the next one that I'm going to add here, let's see. Okay, probably I would say that here we should add Amelia's Night Heavens campaign, which is called The Price of Peace. Yeah, The Price of Peace has just a great storyline. It's a fantastic one, and you know, it's like a philosophical, a moral dilemma. The ones they face, like, are we really free to make our own decisions? Like, freedom is the thing that makes human beings evil, right? And because of that, because of our freedom, we end up killing each other. And this is why Gavin Magnus, the Mad King, decides to enslave the whole world. Decides to enslave the whole world, and Emilia and Solmir fight against that because they want people to be free. That's a great storyline. Like, I really enjoy it. The only problem with this campaign is the fact that it's a little bit long. It's like 8 freaking scenarios, so that's the only problem that I kind of have with it. But still, And then, you know, like there is memorable battles. Yeah, there's like the Great Battle, the final one versus Gavin Magnus. That is just absolutely awesome. And then like, you know, once you lose General Farge, which was, you know, who was one of your most reliable characters, one of your friends, one of your generals. That's kind of sad too, even though you don't get to fight him, but still, you control both Emilia and Solmir here, so that's, you know, it adds more to the storyline, and it makes it a little bit more challenging because like once you have Emilia already built as a hero, then you suddenly start with Solmir, who's level 1, you need to level him up again, and that's a bit, you know, a bit annoying, but it's a difficulty they need to overcome. So yeah, not any the scenarios are not really hard here. Order magic is just great. It allows you to defeat pretty much anything with the right strategy. So yeah, good battles, good storyline. Probably even better than the love story of Elwyn and Shira. I don't know. This is really complicated, as I said. Like the storyline is something really subjective, and you need to kind of decide. You guys need to decide if you stay with one or the other. But yeah, these would all be S label, and no significant difference between them, shall we say. Okay. The next one, now here, I would say I'm probably gonna start, you know, adding in the A label now. Here I'm gonna put Lysander's campaign. Okay, Lysander, like the True Blade campaign, yeah, that's how you call it. It's a fun campaign. Okay, it's basically a campaign for beginners. It's the one that you normally go for first if it's the first time you're playing Heroes of Might and Magic 4 campaigns. And this campaign, like, it allows you to control several heroes, right? You have like 3-4 heroes at the beginning, all of them with life magic and tactics and combat. And because you're using the life faction, you can use the seminary to also buy and learn order magic, nature magic. That's great. You can just have. It's the way I did it. I mean, I taught all of those skills to my heroes, and in the end, it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun to see everybody like being able to use all those spells, slow, giant strength, mass bless, and whatnot. That's wonderful. It's a really fun campaign. Yeah, it's a fun campaign, but the problem is like the story. I don't know. I don't find it quite as deep as the ones from Elwyn and Shira and the Price of Peace, or even Glory of Spazz, for example. It's just a story of, you know, a guy who pretends to be the heir to the throne, and in the end he's like a liar. He's not the real heir. So the storyline, to me, of course, it's not that great. It's not a challenging campaign. Like the only maybe challenging scenario is the first one, but like you have so many towns, you have so many resources, you can build a huge army. Yeah, it's not gonna move from there. It's not gonna move from where it is at the bottom of the map. And then the next scenarios, they're just not hard. It's you have really powerful heroes, you have really powerful spells. So yeah, it's not a challenging campaign. Not a challenging campaign, but again, it's fun. It's really fun to play because of all the heroes that you can combine and use, and it's a decent storyline. I mean, better than the campaigns from, you know, the other expansions. Okay, so yeah. Next, I will probably add Half Dead. Yeah, Golovk's campaign. Okay, so Golovk, it's a decent storyline as well. It's a guy who is evil, like he's half dead, and he tries to save his master, who in the end betrays him and becomes even more evil. And Golovk, who's an evil guy, ends up saving the world, which is quite, you know, contradictory, but it does happen. So yeah, it's good. It's the death magic campaign. Not any, like, if you compare this campaign to the other ones, to the previous ones, it's not a decent. There's no fun battles or battles to remember in this case, right? So yeah, only because of that I'm gonna rank it behind Lysander. For me, it's a little bit worse. And then yeah, a challenge. It's not really a challenge. Like The first scenario maybe, yes, because if you do not do the right stuff, if you do not build your towns properly, the AI might end up overcoming you and defeating you. But that's pretty much it. Yeah. So still, it is substantial, not as substantial as the other ones, but because of that, I'm going to put it in the A label next to Lysander. Okay. So here is where we start with the inferior categories ranking the next campaigns. Okay. Now, the thing is, however, I think, going to put in the A label, like right next to Golovk and Lysander, I'm going to put the Dog Wall campaign. Okay, now why? Well, the whole story of the Gathering Storm is kind of, you know, it's not as substantial as the other ones. Like, there's an evil guy trying to control the world, and there's 5 dudes who need to go separate places of the world, gather some artifacts, and defeat him. Basically it. Like, there's no... These characters, they feel like it feels like they don't have any personality of their own, shall we say. At least that's the feeling that I get. So, the storylines are crap, basically. That's what I want to say. Storylines are not entertaining. There's no memorable battles, no battles to remember, no moments that are so special. But yeah, the Dog Wall campaign is challenging. We need to give it that. The campaign is challenging because you have like the first scenario, which is really hard, and you need to like, you know, do it in a specific way. I did it with the thief strategy. There's also other strategies that you can use, but this is the most efficient one. And that's the only reason why I'm putting this in the A label, okay? Because of the difficulty or the challenge that it represents to complete this this campaign. Okay, it's really the only thing that those campaigns have. It's difficulty. Yeah, in terms of storyline and entertainment, they don't offer you that much. That's, you know, that's how you feel once you compare to the original ones. Okay, so next, I will probably say that here we should add... Start with the B category, I think, here. Yeah. Here we should probably add Mongo. Yeah. Mongo's campaign is a little bit hard for the first scenario because you only have like a might character with those frenzied gnashers. You don't have a lot of resources, and you had to face like 2 AI, so that's kind of problematic there. You can still do it, but you need to wait for some Cyclops to generate your towns, or your, you know, or your ogres, depending on the thing that you want to go for. That's really the first scenario that's challenging. Then, of course, the next scenarios, like the second and the third one, there's some tough battles. And I was kind of lucky when I completed this campaign myself, because I just had to conquer the towns that it was not like supposed to. I was supposed to actually conquer a specific town and not go for the big army, which was in another town. So I was kind of lucky in that sense, you know. So it's hard, it's challenging, but not that challenging because you can still complete it even without defeating the main guy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, pretty straightforward campaign, really. No entertainment, no feeling, no deep feeling, shall we say. So that's why I'm gonna put it in the B category there. Okay, and next, now, in this case, next to the Mongo campaign, I would probably add Aleta. Yeah. Aleta is the next campaign, like, together with Dog Woggle from the Gathering Storm, that is, like, really hard. Okay, so the first scenario, like, I'm talking about champion difficulty in this case. If you play on normal, it's not hard at all. But if you play on champion difficulty, the first scenario is tough because you need to take a town, a necro town, with pretty much no troops. And the problem is you can't really complete or defeat that town, conquer it, if you get ghosts inside. If you get ghosts as a level 2nd unit, you're always going to have a level 1 unit. You're always going to have imps, skeletons, and Cerberi or ghosts. If you get ghosts, you cannot defeat it. It's impossible because ghosts are fast. They can cut your shooters, stop them from shooting, and they can also age them, which makes it pretty much impossible to do. So you need to like restart the scenario and hope for like Cerberi in order to complete it. That's really annoying, you know? and it's pretty challenging to do. But it's only like, it's basically that, you know, the first scenario is the one that's hard. The next ones are not really complicated, and they're easy, pretty easy, I would say. Pretty straightforward battles. So yeah, she does have a friend. She does have a second hero that you can take with you, who in the end you need to rescue. It's kind of, yeah, kind of stupid for that guy. Alan Vale, I think it was called. Yeah. So again, the stories, I can't say anything about the storylines for these campaigns because they're all really boring. She just needs to gather those artifacts, and period. Even like the Winds of War do have a little bit of history behind them. Like Mongoose, he's the heir to a throne. He's the new king of a new land, not a new land, but he's the new king of a land, and he's like fighting to expand his territory, basically. So even that is a little bit more, you know, it has more material than Aleta or any other of the Gathering Storm characters. Okay. That would be B category. Next to Aleta, I'm going to put, let's see here. I think I'm going to put Spazmaticus just for the memes. No, not A category. That's impossible. Spazmaticus for the memes. A Mad King on a Mad Quest. A young king on a Mad Quest to conquer the world. I think it was like that, yeah. So yeah, Spazz has some story behind. Now, the campaign for Spazz's campaign is actually pretty challenging. The last scenario, I remember I had a really tough time, a really hard time completing it. And again, the problem with this campaign is that it is pretty straightforward. Like, you just complete some objectives there, and you go little by little, you progress towards Shannon. Yeah. So it's not really that fun. It's only fun because of his face, because of Spazmaticus' face. That's the only reason this campaign is remembered. And again, because of the final town that you need to take. Like, there can be a really strong and powerful army waiting for you there. And yeah, you just need to wait for the troops of your own to arrive from your town. You need to combine black dragons with mega dragons. And certainly, it is possible to defeat those. I've done it, you know, I did it. It's a bit annoying, but not impossible. But again, storyline and entertainment are really limited in this case. So he's probably in B category because of that, because of the memes and because of the last scenario only. But still, good position for Spazz. Then the next would be, okay, I don't know if I should go down to C category in this case. No, I'm gonna put Eritan here. Okay. The Eritan campaign, from the Winds of War, it's the most substantial ones. Like, it's the one, Eritan is the only guy that's fighting for a real and noble reason. He's fighting to save nature, crying out loud. Like, all the other guys are just fighting to conquer the town. They want to conquer Shannon. They want something from it. But Eritan, he wants revenge. Okay, he wants revenge for the fact that nature has been destroyed by humans. That's, you know, it's a really noble motive, noble reason to attack Shannon. So he's the best guy from all of those, actually. And the first scenario of this campaign is kind of challenging, actually, yeah, because you do get attacked a lot by the AI. Happened to me. You get attacked by the AI. Then the next ones are pretty straightforward as well. Well, the last one, the third scenario for Eritan is quite challenging, actually. I was lucky when I did it because, like, the AI, like, you can always do that. You can just, if you see that the AI is too strong for you, just wait a little bit, leave some neutral stacks of big, you know, creatures without killing them, and the AI will eventually attack those. That's what happened to me. The AI attacked a neutral stack of, like, monks, I think, and he lost a huge part of his army. And I was like, oh, well, you see, this is the moment to attack. So if you have troubles sometimes, you know, in a campaign or something, you cannot defeat an AI or something, just leave him alone for some turns. He will go attack a neutral stack, half of his army will die, and then you can just go and finish him. So, yeah. First and final scenario are challenging, yeah. No moments to remember, like epic moments or anything, and the storyline is kind of decent. So, in fact, maybe just because of that, You know what? I'm gonna put it as the first one in B category. Better than Mongoose. And yeah, Aleta's here only because of her difficulty. Because of the difficulty of... You know, I'm gonna put her after Spazz. Yeah. I think that's it. Okay, now we're gonna move to C category. C category, I'm gonna start with Mysterio the Magnificent, I think. Mysterio is like... Yeah, he's an idiot. He wants to be immortal, and for that he just kills a lot of people. He attacks a kingdom, a friendly kingdom, or neighboring kingdom. His campaign is nothing special. It's not challenging, really. It wasn't challenging at all for me, because if you compare it to like Eritan, the Mongo and Spazz's campaigns, Mongo and Spazz are a lot harder to deal with. Mysterio is pretty easy. You have Order Magic. With Order Magic, you can do pretty much everything. You also have decent combat with Mysterio, so a couple of Immortality Potions and Order Magic, Master Order Magic, or Grandmaster Order Magic, and you can do pretty much anything in this case. So, yeah, I wouldn't say that this campaign... It's like... The only reason why I'm putting it in the C category and not in the D one is because I believe the Bob and Dog Woggle are worse. So, this is why, yeah. Again, stupid storyline, stupid character in my opinion. Like, who wants to be immortal? Who wants to live forever, right? That's not something you want to do. You're gonna see all your beloved ones die once. You're gonna see them die over and over again, so you don't want to do that, right? Yeah. Then the first scenario, like the fact that she's in the desert is a bit annoying because of the terrain and all that. But, yeah. No problem at all, really. No problem at all. Okay, next I'm gonna put Vortarkin. Vortarkin is the easiest character of them all, like the easiest from the Winds of War story. The Winds of War story, because yeah, he has necromancy, so a guy with necromancy, and you can immediately like get a Black Knight in the first scenario. The first scenario is a bit rough, but you can immediately get a Black Knight, so with that Black Knight, you can start taking battles, defeating enemies, and you can, you know, level up that necromancy. You can get Grandmaster necromancy, start, you know, rolling the vampire snowball. That's just absolutely fantastic, and it's really easy. The story, it's completely stupid. Like it has no deep meaning. Like it's just an evil guy, an undead guy who just hates all living creatures, and he attacks living creatures. Yeah, it's like, what do you do in that case? The last scenario could be a little bit annoying. Like I do remember, because the AI has a huge army in the town, but by the time you get to attack him, you have like a huge force of vampires. You can also get angels. You can combine all of those, and in the end, it's not hard at all, really. Even though the AI has a big army, you can get an even bigger army in the end. So, yeah. And then finally, for the D category, I'm going to say Bob and Kozis and Bob. First, I'm going to put Kozis. Now, Kozis' campaign is really straightforward, nothing special. It's not hard because you immediately you get a stack of Minotaurs in the first scenario, and that allows you to take some of the enemy towns at the beginning. And then you just, you know, level up your Chaos Magic, you get experts and master Chaos Magic, and with that you can do a lot of things, defeat a lot of the enemy stacks. You can use the hit and run strategy if like you have a big stack that you cannot defeat of a level 4 creature, for example. You just attack, hit a couple of times with Implosion, then you run, you attack again. You just do it like that. It's really simple. I can't say anything about the storyline. It's just, you know, collecting artifacts again. So, yeah. Nothing special in that case. Nothing serious. And no epic moments. And finally, I'm gonna put Bob. Now, Bob. Well, let's see. Bob is actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna put Bob here. Bob is fun. Bob is a fun character because he has all the magic schools, okay? And because he has no combat, that makes it a little bit hard, you know? That makes it a little bit hard, actually, to defeat some enemies and in some battles. But still, the fact that he has all magic schools just gives him so much. Like he can summon, phoenixes. He can use mass slow. He can cast anti-magic on himself in case he's fighting like something that's magic based. So it could be hard in some cases, but not that hard, you know. Except for that one scenario which you're fighting the guy with chaos magic, he can just one-shot kill you, and the death guy who can just one-shot kill you as well. But you can just take a couple of stacks with level 1s, put them in front of Bob, and you're okay. I mean, you can just do it like that, you just cast anti-magic, you summon a big stack of whatever, and you can just kill the enemy. It's not hard, actually. Not really hard. But it's fun in the sense that every single scenario, like you're fighting the different faction, you know? First you start with might and you're fighting nature, then with nature you fight order, then with order you fight chaos, and so on. So that's the good thing, you know? No, actually with order you fight life, I think. Like that? Yeah, with order you fight life. That's pretty interesting, yeah. I did enjoy Bob's campaign only because of that. The story is pretty poor. Epic moments, not really. Like every scenario has a bad guy you need to defeat and take his artifacts, so nothing really crazy there. And yeah, and not really challenging, only because it's fun. Only because it's fun, I'm gonna put it before Mysterio and Vortarkin, and Kozas is gonna be the last one. Yeah, I think that's pretty decent. So yeah, this would be my tier list for the Heroes of Might and Magic 4 original campaigns, guys. So I don't know, just write a comment below if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you believe that, you know, some of these campaigns should be ranked above or below. I told you that I'm thinking about here, I'm, you know, ranking them based on, you know, storyline, level of difficulty, and entertainment, so we say, if the campaign is entertaining to play or not, or if it's just tedious and you know, kind of repetitive. So this is why I believe that the tier list should look like this. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this one, hope you enjoyed the tier list video. Thanks for watching, and I will be seeing you next time.